There are empty shops everywhere in Athens. Commercial and apartment buildings have signs reading "Eniketsira," to let. Luxury cars are without number plates as registration is expensive. There's evidence of the financial crisis everywhere. This newsstand owner says the situation is difficult enough now, but he thinks it will get even worse. I've been coming to Athens for years. This time, my Greek friends warned me that the mood here wasn't good. But before I start investigating the impacts of the credit crunch, I visit my favorite place, Mount Lycabettus. You used to be able to see lots of swimming pools from here, but since luxury taxes were imposed, owners have covered them up or left them empty. Everyone says the real crisis is still to come. To get a better idea of what they mean, I visit my friend May.
Hello.
I was last here 3 months ago. I'm curious as to whether her lifestyle has changed. May studied art in Düsseldorf. Her paintings used to sell well, but now no one's buying. She earns a little teaching German, but her 95-year-old father often brings her food. This time it's tortilla.
Okay, tortilla oder so in der Art.
May tells me her father helped her buy this apartment, but she doesn't have enough money for food. And for a year now, she's had trouble paying the ancillary expenses.
Bis jetzt hatte ich Schwierigkeiten, seit einem Jahr die Nebenkosten zu bezahlen.
She's dependent on her father's help. Takis Kotsana was a successful lawyer. Now he lives on his pension, but it's been almost halved. He now has to pay for his and his wife's medication, and money has become tight. We do without a lot, he says. I can't begin to list everything. Next year there'll be more cuts, and we'll have to skimp on food. May used to have her own studio. Now she's been taken under the wing of an artist friend, Karalambos. May lives for her art. She'd love to have an exhibition, but she says the gallerists are cautious because they can't sell anything either. They won't take risks, she says. Her gallerist has told her he's waiting until the end of the year because he can't afford to have an exhibition fail.
Ich kann mir keine Niederlage leisten.
She doesn't know what will happen. But the exchange of ideas with Karalambos keeps her motivated. I've brought her oil paints from Germany. She tells me they're very expensive in Athens and she can't afford them. Karalambos teaches at the university. He says it's obvious the Greeks have to make big changes.
The way the Greeks, at least this society, learn to spend and to show up is over. So we have to invent to be practical, productive, in little or in a big way, but we have to learn that because life is more exciting like that.
There's a lot of uncertainty and fear about. Some people don't want to give up long-held privileges. The truck drivers, for example, they're on strike again. Many people have taken up cycling. No surprise when gas costs more than €1.50. And the times when cigarettes were cheaper here than in Germany are over. I treat myself to an espresso for €3.20 and wonder who can afford that now. I've gotten to know an architect here, Gianno Sothriadis. He builds for various companies as well as private clients. But for months now, he hasn't been able to get past the design stage. Projects are postponed or cancelled altogether.
This kind of clients, They do not order houses designs anymore because they are not sure of their jobs, if they will still have them in the next months.
We visit one of the private homes he designed. It's simple and elegant, Bauhaus style.
Because you have
Only the discerning choose to build like this. But even in the wealthy northern suburbs of Athens, money is short. No one can afford this kind of extravagance. Sothriadis is thinking about moving abroad, although he still has reserves he can draw on.
Like myself, a lot of people do not feel the problem very tensely now because people still have money in their pockets, so they can live on. But if this situation goes on for a couple of years, then you won't have any more money to spend, and it will be a really big problem for everybody.
The uncertainty has produced a kind of paralysis, particularly in the middle classes. But some have seen opportunities. A publishing company has been producing what it calls micro-books, reissued bestsellers costing €2. The bargain books are selling well. In some places, they're already sold out. The newsagent says the idea is successful because they're good and cheap. This is where the books are printed. Working digitally makes it possible to do small runs. Art director Alketas Nikolas checks the results.
This is the tourist guide actually for Anafi. This is a small island. And it's for people who are interested in trekking and such things.
For now, the idea of budget books is paying off. But I ask Alketas Nikolas what he thinks will happen if the situation deteriorates.
If the situation goes like this, revolution. It's a very tough situation. It's a really tough situation. Things are not good in Greece. And although we are trying to find solutions, to make it work, I don't think it's enough. I don't think it's going to last for long.
So not much optimism there either. I meet up with another friend, Kostas, who's a taxi driver.
Nice to see you.
Hello, good evening.
He's earned almost nothing in the past few days.
The people, they don't spend money. They hold the money, they don't have money. And the job is down more or less 20-30%.
Kostas works 12-hour days, 5 days a week, and every second weekend. Before the credit crunch, taxis were a normal form of transportation. You had to wait to get one. Now they're empty.
I have in my mind to go to Hamburg, to stay there, to try to find their job, maybe taxi driver in there, because here is so difficult to earn money.
It's late. Some people are still sitting in cafes. The truck drivers are preparing for a long night demonstrating outside Parliament. Athens has changed. I miss the lightheartedness of the Greeks. It won't be back for a while.